situation. First off, we know about the walk-ons at for the football program.
Yep.
But, obviously this year and years past, you've seen walk-ons contribute for the basketball program.
Yep.
What does it mean to you being a walk-on here at Wisconsin? Former walk-on,
Yep.
but then not contributing in a large fashion here.
Yeah, I think it's a tradition we kind of have here, like you said, in the football program and here, going back to guys like Brett Valentine, growing up, remembering him being a walk-on that was playing significant minutes his senior year. Zach Showalter, who did the same thing. Jordan Smith got a scholarship as well. So it's something that's kind of been a tradition that's been going in this program. So it's cool to see guys like TJ as well get rewarded with a scholarship too. So I think it just speaks about the work ethic of kids, and most of us were from Wisconsin or the areas around Wisconsin. So it just speaks to how we work and that we know that if we come here, we do have the chance to play or earn a scholarship, like you said.
When it comes to especially this year's team, it's you, TJ, who I know has a scholarship
Yep.
as well now. But then seeing Matt, you see Walt, you see particularly you and Walt and TJ getting more minutes now. What do you see in your guys' role expanding this year? With this team.
Yeah, I think it was. It's unfortunate to lose guys to injury. That's kind of the reason that some of us have had to step up. But Coach Gard does a great job preaching the next man up mentality. It's something we talk about, that he tells everyone you got to be ready, and he's not just saying it to say it. It's not just lip service. He means, hey, you got to be ready to get thrown into a game, and especially a Big Ten game. You see guys like Walt, who's a walk-on, was a red shirt at one point, pulled a red shirt and go into meaningful minutes in a game. So when Coach says be ready, I think we all realize that's something we actually have to do. He's not just saying it to say it.
And how have you seen you progress? Obviously, maybe a two-part question. First off, how have you seen yourself progress when you first started here to now?
Yeah.
It's crazy being your fifth year and not, you contribute 25 minutes against Indiana.
Yeah.
How are you seeing yourself evolve from when you start to now?
I think when you first get on campus, it's kind of hard because you got guys like Frank and Sam who are dunking on you the first day open gym, and you're like, oh, well, this is going to be a long 5 years. But we got a lot of good coaches around us that help you grow as players, especially in the weight room with Eric Holland. He's one of the best. I put on 45 pounds. I was really, really light when I came here. I just had a hernia surgery, so I was even lighter. That's part of the reason that I gained a lot. But especially in the weight room, to be able to play in the Big Ten, you got to put on weight and be strong. And then on the court, guys like Coach Close, Coach Gard, Coach Paris, Coach Gravenoff, Coach Oliver, and Coach Moore. I've had a lot of different assistants, so I've been able to see a bunch of different viewpoints. So to be able to take what they say and put it into your game, I think is big. And then another thing is Coach Gard talks about doing your job. Don't do too much and don't do too little. Just do your job, and that'll be something that'll get you on the court. So I think that's a good thing I've done.
This year in particular, where have you seen yourself grow in this season? Where from the trip to overseas to now going up against Purdue, how have you seen yourself grow?
I think a little bit more confidence, just feeling like I'm comfortable on the court. My sister actually said to me after the Indiana game, she said, "You look like you belonged out there," and that's something that maybe in the years past didn't necessarily hold the same meaning, because sometimes you're like, okay, I'm not going to play this game, I'm going to play this game. But now your fifth year being on the court before, you kind of, coach says, go get someone with 12 minutes left in the first half, and that's just something that, in my mind, I expect to do. So it's more confidence being on the floor. I think that's where I'm going.
You talk about confidence, the freshmen and having, obviously Brad's contributed, a lot. Kobe was before the injury, and then you see Nate having his red shirt burned. When does it come to the point, in your opinion, where you see these guys where, they're freshmen, but, even Aleem for that matter playing as a redshirt, but when are they no longer freshmen?
Yeah, I think once you get about halfway through the season, right into that Big Ten play, so we're about, 5 games into Big Ten play, I think that's when you can kind of say, hey, we can't expect you to be making the freshman mistakes anymore. You've played enough that we know you know what to do. So that's kind of right about this time is when it has to pick up, and we can't have the excuse, oh, he's a freshman, he doesn't know, or he doesn't have the experience, because they've got a lot of experience now at this point.
And when you have that too, it's just is that for Brad? Did that start earlier, do you think, even with that, or do you feel like, or even maybe a little later because he didn't play the first few games?
Yeah, Brad, I think you could see it right away when he got on campus. He didn't really play like a freshman in practice, or even when we went to Australia, he didn't play much like a freshman. So definitely for him right away, and then with Nate redshirting, maybe thinking he was going to redshirt and then getting that pulled, kind of had to learn it faster than some of us because because some of us had the opportunity to play early in the year and he didn't. So, but he's done a great job of learning the game quick and picking it up, and it obviously is showing on the court.
You know, go up against Purdue. What are you guys seeing? I mean, obviously, they had the big win against Purdue or against Michigan.
Yep.
The same night against Nebraska. For
Yep.
you guys. What do you guys see on tape from them?
Yeah, we haven't watched tape. The coaches have done most of the tape. We did some of their scout possessions upstairs, and like you said, they're big, they're physical. They played the same type of basketball for the last 20 years, and it's hard to go in there and win. But we've got a game plan that we're still installing. We don't have all of it in yet. That obviously we think is going to give us a good chance to win the game.